This module will focus on self-determination and student-led IEPs. So by looking at this chart, it shouldn't be surprising that the person who talked at the IEP meeting was 51% the special education teacher. Research has shown that students knew the reason for the IEP meeting less than any other participant, knew what to do at the meeting less than everyone else, followed by parents and then the general educators, talked less than everyone, and special education teachers talked the most. The students felt uncomfortable in saying what they thought, more so than anyone else. Students reported that they helped make decisions less than anyone else, and they understood less than anyone else in what was said. And they reported feeling less good about the meeting than anyone else. Students want to participate, but instead passively respond because they feel unwelcomed or not respected at their educational planning meetings. Studies found that when students attended their IEP meetings, they simply sit, listen, and seldomly participate. But just like everything else with our students, we have to explicitly teach them how to be involved in this IEP meeting. This IEP meeting is about them, so we want them to not only participate, but lead this meeting. Taking an active role in the IEP meeting takes self-determination skills. Self-determination is a combination of skills, knowledge, and beliefs that enable a person to be engaged in goal-directed, self-regulated, autonomous behavior. An understanding of one's own strengths and limitations, together with a belief in oneself as capable and effective, are essential to self-determination. When acting on the basis of these skills and attitudes, individuals had a greater ability to take control of their own lives and assume the role of successful adults in our society. To be self-determined is to endorse one's action as the highest level of reflection. When self-determined, people experience a sense of freedom to do what is interesting, personally important, and vitalizing. Research shows that individuals with disabilities are less self-determined than their peers without disabilities. There are many definitions of self-determination in the field, but the most comprehensive definition is provided by Field, Martin, Miller, Ward, and Waymeyer. And that definition says that self-determination is a combination of skills, knowledge, and beliefs that enable a person to engage in goal-directed, self-regulated, autonomous behavior. Knowing why we are doing something and working to achieve an end result is what goal-directed is. Self-regulated means that we're in charge and in control of our own action. Autonomous behavior simply means making informed, uncoerced decisions or behaviors. An example of this can be made in the area of employment. Students need to understand what kind of jobs they would want to pursue based on knowledge of their own self, their interests, their limitations, and their strengths, and also be able to understand why working on pre-vocational or other jobs related to their job choice is important. It is important to know that there are components of self-determination: choice making, problem solving, decision making, and goal setting and attainment. These are only some of the subcomponents of self-determination, but a lot of these components may already be a target or embedded within the instruction of a classroom already. These components make self-determination measurable, and if a student is lacking skills in one or more specific area, a goal can be written to help them. This slide shows more components of self-determination. Examples within the area of reading could be: with self-regulation, a student can devise a monitoring plan for a goal of how many pages they should read, the record number of words read in a sitting, and evaluate if they got closer to that goal. Do they need to read faster? Self-advocacy would be requesting assistance when completing a reading activity in class or asking what a word means. Self-awareness could be picking a text based on the student's ability level. But before we teach, we have to assess. Self-determination assessments provide information as to one's readiness to make decisions related to their own post-secondary ambitions. Such assessments provide data to help a student identify their relative strengths and limitations related to self-determination and factors that may be promoting or inhibiting this outcome. These 4 commonly used assessments are available to you on the Life Binder. Now let's look at some examples of student-centered transition curricula. There are many ways to involve the student in their IEP meeting and to promote self-determination. These are just a few examples of curricula that have been published and are available to help you. My Future, My Plan promotes positive self-determination and self-advocacy. It assists students, parents, and professionals to make transition planning more effective. Here is a sample of what Chapter 1 looks like in My Future, My Plan. The student-directed transition planning curriculum is free. It's available on the Live Binder, and each lesson includes a PowerPoint presentation and a student guide, and a teacher guide. Here is an example of what the website looks like for student-directed transition planning. Here is a component on their website of a script to help students lead their IEP meeting. The Me curriculum is another curriculum that is used to teach self-awareness and self-advocacy. This is also free and available on the Life Binder. The purpose of the Me is to facilitate teaching and learning critical transition skills, to teach self-awareness and self-advocacy, and to help achieve the long-term goal of developing self-aware adults who will advocate their needs in not only education but employment. Whose Future Is It Anyway is a student-directed transition planning process. It is used to prepare students for their IEP meetings and to gain self-determination skills. This is appropriate for all students with all disabilities. The curriculum emphasizes the student's preference, needs, and interests, and provides opportunity for students with disabilities to explore issues of self-awareness and acquire problem-solving, decision-making, goal-setting, and small group communication skills. The outcome of this process is that the student will learn how to be meaningfully involved in their transition planning process. If you're looking for some evidence-based practices, you can check out the NSTAC's website, where they provide research-based and research-to-practice lesson plans for published study. You may want to link directly to the website by clicking on the Live Binder, or you can just click on the nstac.org website and go under evidence-based practices and look under student-focused planning.